I think we have the habit of freezing something, be it a person or a memory. We just want that thing to, when we reach out for it again, to still be there. It's like slipstream. No, we're all moving. But it occurred to me there are a lot of things in my life that, or people, I would say more, seem to be people, maybe things I project onto people, where I perceive them as really stolid, really immovable, really, like I'm Sisyphus trying to push the boulder up the hill. And then at the same time, they're really elusive. They're really slippery. So you're faced with this, immovable, formidable rock of a person, and then somehow you get that, your head around that, and the next thing you know, they're like, woo, gingerbread man or woman or person. So it's a weird combo, slippery and stolid. And I think, we think it's weird because we think things have that kind of permanence. If it's rock solid, it's not slippery. If I can't move this person, how come they can be evasive? Whatever it is. So I think we don't often appreciate the degree to which everything is a shapeshifter, ourselves included. The moods come and go, one fear overtakes the other. But, I mean, the only constant is change, that kind of, but I think it's true. And it behooves us to remember that nothing is as fixed or as concrete as we think it is. I think we feel safer to think that there are things are concrete. Pema Chodron, one of my favorite mamas, is always saying, that's the beauty of the Buddhist perspective, is there's nothing to hang on to. And if we, in the sense that it's going to be exactly same, because we're different, they're different, circumstances different. It's just this ever, because it's, we're alive and the universe is alive and it's all in motion. And yet, there is at the center of the change some constant. And I think that that's, the ineffable, the thing I can't even put a name to. So it's a constant, but it's not a concept you can readily get your hands around. And people might call it the Tao, the Chi, God, Allah, Buddha. They're all talking about I don't know, those of us who, the rare person who isn't, who allows those energies to kind of flow through them. I'm slippery and solid, and so are you. It can be a particle, it can be a wave. Energy doesn't just have one expression, but there is a source, something. So tell me about the both stolid and evasive people or situations. Well, that's the stolid part, Four of Pentacles. That's exactly it. This is somebody who's, crouched down, not moving, in protective mode, in freeze mode. They're trying to stay safe. Pentacles energy, stolid, heavy, earth energy. you know, at every point, I've, both hands, both feet pinned. And there's the tower reference in the background. It's duck and cover time. A little bit before I was born, but in that general era, they had kids do nuclear bomb attacks by hiding under their desks. Duck and cover. It's a little bit like this. Because when the tower goes, duck and cover really no longer works. Stolid, okay. Okay, to 3 of Pentacles, I love that. Because you can see these guys are on the move. They're making the ascent. They're working together. It's almost like they're working together to build something, and they're each got to have a building block, and at the top is the kind of capstone. But it's still something that's underway, so it's dynamic. This is the absolute opposite. I'm guarding my resources, spending all my energy doing that, staying put, and this is spending energy in cooperation with other people. 4 of Pentacles, you couldn't find a more isolated stance. This is isolating. 3 of Pentacles, on the move to build something with other people, not hiding in the, in the citadel. Page of Cups. That's love energy, water energy, the energy of connection. And pages are very youthful. The cup here is almost as big as she is. It's a lot of feeling for this young person or somebody who's new to connection. I mean, if you've been in this for a while, and Pentacles can speak to time, in duck and cover for 4 years, and maybe legitimately so, there may have been a real tower for you. So you had to sort of button down. But when it's time, Pentacles energy to flow again, to get up and, be creative, maybe in cooperation with other people. And I think that this whole idea of love is new to this person who's been in 4 of Pentacles shut down. It seems big. It seems an impossible amount of feeling. You're just able to carry this amount of feeling. Because they feel new at it. They may have been, in fact, 4 years ducking and covering, and then 3 years perhaps rebuilding themselves with a little help from their friends. Under 4 of Pentacles. Wow. 7 of Swords. It's a card of deception, of not telling the truth, of leaving without an explanation. But it also can be escapism, and it can be, a necessary mode of exiting a situation where you don't announce it, you don't explain yourself, you just slip out the back, Jack. Don't quite understand the dynamic yet. Because I was hearing all clear, like the 4 of Pentacles person who's ducked down. All clear. So this person is coming out, they're actually sneaking out. But they're looking right at us. How sneaky is that? Something may be beguiling about this person. in the way that they're coy. I think there's an energy of holding back, and there's an energy of not showing yourself. There may have been like a physical, physical and long time tendency on this person to shut down when they felt threatened. And somehow the love that they felt for you, perhaps, or for everybody, was so new. I'm not sure. Tell us about the Seven of Swords. Is it escapism? If so, okay. Got 3. Strength card. I think it took courage to get away. Or to stop deceiving themselves. One more. Ace of Wands. In that same energy, fire energy as the Strength card. This is an inspired idea. You know, being lit up, being called to do something, being having more confidence in the direction you're going to take. It's not sneaking out. It's somehow declarative. It's like the exclamation point. And it's an I card, an ace. Here I am. I'm showing myself. You know, no more sneaking out the back. No more duck and cover. You know, I'm now given the courage, maybe through the compassion somebody has shown me. And you could be the one giving or receiving the compassion, or both, because these guys are in a kind of eternal loop. They give and take this energy with one another. It's not like one person is always taking and the other is always giving. It's balanced. And I think in a way it takes courage to step out of this deception kind of into the light. Leo energy, fire. For you can give and receive warmth and compassion, because this person was used to chronically shutting down or sneaking away without, so much as a fare thee well. On Seven of Swords, 6 of Wands. This can mean a lot of things. It's success, it can be ego, it can be victory after some sort of dust up. I think that this person didn't talk, didn't stay, because somehow they felt like their true self, or they'd be exposed. It's sort of like peeled like a grape, I'm used to this. I've done this for a long time. And somebody comes and holds this potential for love, this Page of Cups, before me as if to entice me out, I think they told themselves a bunch of bullshit in an effort to justify this. And it wasn't, I don't think, it's unfair to say it was bull. They might have really had a powerful tower moment or situation where the rug was pulled out from under them. Because this person looks like they're protecting against that happening again. And then they start working their way out toward, this capstone, which is actually forgiveness and a reset in terms of, now I can connect, but I'm not used to it. So they may have fought their way back successfully into a position of, here I am. This is kind of like, look over there, there I'm not, this is dodgy. So they summon their courage to go through that inner struggle. And I don't think this person liked being put in that position. And I think for a little while, they thought that you, through just kindness or open-heartedness, somehow threatened their autonomy or something like that. And I'm trying to see where you are. I mean, I think that you're the one who gave them the idea, the inspiration, that they, they're thinking, I can participate in this kind of give and take. I've got the strength now to do it. Wands energy, strength card, Leo. And they kind of bring it to bear. And this, of course, could always be switched roles. I mean, it's not that precise a science, it's tarot. But so you could be the one holding back, you could be the one rebuilding yourself and trying to figure out, am I strong enough, am I rebuilt enough to offer or receive love? It feels new to me because I've been, etc. But somebody escapes sort of their prison of overthinking successfully because they get heart-centered. They warm up. They believe in possibility. They have creative, they're inspired now. And like realizing, I think, I am part of creation. I am part of I can channel the big creativity of the world. That's a big change. What's going on? Ooh, they did shadow work. They faced their fear. They faced the fears that were, perhaps at night, plaguing them. And at some point they realized it was kind of a shadow game, that maybe there wasn't really a threat. In this, it's like, she's making a shape that looks like an open mouth, something that could just eat me up. Some mental thing was putting a person in 7 of Swords, 9 of Swords, escapism, the belief that something was always gonna kind of grab them and, the monster under the bed. So they were used to, and I don't know, it could be you, but I really get it that this is the other individual you're dealing with. Somehow, in this compassionate relationship between the two of you, there's this chance for new life, a new direction where we don't have to just escape. And escapism, mentally, it could be like, I don't know, that they just want to dull their senses or something because they're so triggery and afraid. This is dead center in the reading. And it could be like they're befriending themselves. Great loving compassion toward oneself. That's something when I listen to Pema, she's continually saying, bodhicitta, have that self-love, no matter what comes up. You don't need to escape. You don't need to go into denial. You're worthy, you're strong, you're here. Make something of life. Because if you stay in this, if we stay in this crouched down, fearful, duck and cover, the nuclear bomb is coming. I mean, when I was growing up, that was a threat. That was legit. But it kind of put us in a place where I think as children, we may have never quite recovered from that. It's like kids who have gone through the school shootings. It's real. It's a real threat. But I think in 3 years' time, somebody has grown out of it, grown to trust the world again, to rebuild trust, to rebuild the ability to come out of this isolation and cooperate. They had a lot of anxiety about it. 9 of Swords. And somehow they realized it's just bad beliefs, just, that I'm giving credence to the idea, sword energy, that there's a monster under the bed. 4 of Coins, the monster, and the bed. Well, 2 of Wands, that same fire energy. There's a choice here. And I'm drawn to the fact that this person looks like a kid. Monster under the bed. But now there's a choice in fire energy to pick a different path. There's some creative path, I think, that will lead out of, if somebody's still in this, the reason they were able to begin to cooperate and let go is because they had an opportunity to pick a new path. That path, energy of Wands, being directional. There was a portal at some point. There was an opening to pick a new path, and they took it. I do believe they took it. Let's see, did they take it on Ace of Cups? Were they able to give and receive love? Oh boy, they were really in a place of deprivation. They didn't think they had anything to give. They didn't think they had anything to give. At least not enough to engage in, I don't know. This person confuses me. Talk to me about the other person in the Strength card, because it's really a card of reciprocal, giving each other the strength to face life, Wands energy. 5 of Wands. I keep trying to bend this in the direction of positivity. There was real courage involved in engaging in some kind of battle or struggle. 5s indicate a need for change. It's the courage to change. Somebody had really resisted it. 4 of Pentacles. And the reason they resisted, they may have been very practical, like I can cooperate this way. A division of labor kind of. We each contribute something to the overall good. But it's not really with each other. It's in the name of the collective or the cause, or it's not bad energy. It's, what's it called? Habitat for Humanity. It's a really worthwhile effort. But when it came to love, I can do the practical work to build something. But when it comes to love, I got to hide away. I'm discluded from that. I don't have enough to give. And I feel so bad about myself. I can't receive it either. So tell me about the cooperative energy, the way that this person may be working their way back from fear, reactivity, deprivation. I need to protect myself. I can't give. I can't really receive. It's inner child work of some sort. They may be seeing a therapist. Knight of Cups. So, love on the move. We've gone from Page of Cups to Knight of Cups. I think somebody really showed this person love. King of Pentacles. Somebody showed up for them and showed them love. They fought it. I think, like, I don't have enough to give. Five of Pentacles, like, get away from me. And then somehow this relationship, I think, lent them the courage. In a way, it lent you both courage to stop fighting. I think you were fighting for the relationship. They were fighting against the relationship. There was a realization that we're like shadow boxing, where, you know, we don't need to be so afraid. And it might be because this is a guy in Pentacles energy, and there's Four of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, challenging energies in terms of what happens in 3D life. It's been a rough ride. You know, the slings and arrows. Because this guy is looking away from the Knight of Cups. This love on the move. This one's looking away. You know, it might be just like, I built myself a, let's see, that was supposed to go on three of coins. Well, somebody introduces the idea of love, not just practical cooperation, but somebody's showing up again, upping the ante a little bit. It could be a earth sign who's saying, I don't know, I don't get this. The energies are going back and forth, and I don't have a clue. There are two people here. Of this, I'm quite sure. Full card, here called the Wanderer, the beginning of the path. Somebody who's willing to take the risk because they're grounded and established. It's sort of a bit ironic, but I'm grounded and established. I'm stolid, if you want to say, and liquid. You know, I don't lose myself. But I'm still somehow able to live on the edge. You know, safe but risky. It's that kind of Janus face that, you know, none of us is that simple, that we're this or that, or on or off, or, you know, not only does the person change, but the circumstances change. And I think that this earth energy person may have had to shut down at a certain point because their life just seemed to be falling apart. Let's see, is this it? Ace of Pentacles. That's great. That's the building block. That says, I have enough. The I card, sorry, I've got it like a cat hair on my nose. The potential for building something new, fresh, kind of from scratch. I often see the Fool card as somebody who's leaping into their own life, They're in the process of becoming whole, integrated. I'm whole. I'm enough. The Ace card. And in fire energy, the same thing. I'm inspired to take the leap. In a certain faith, that the universe is working with me. I partake of this. The creative spark of the, I am part of the universal energy. That's what it's saying. Here on earth, here in my mortal body, here in all the things I can touch, taste, smell, the gift of being alive. Pentacles energy. Speak to life and growth and potential. Here in 3D. It's somehow making, in cooperation with the universe, somebody's making themselves new. Is there anything else here? Yeah, okay, geez, here we go again. Can you tell me a bit about the relationship again? I'm still not quite good on that. Well, the communication coming in. Flow. Movement. It may be a conversation between two people. It may be somebody moving or coming to visit or something like that in order to talk. A rekindling of something. After there was a lot of change, and it really unsettled probably both of you. Doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It can be with your kid or your best friend or a parent or anybody you care about. It's like coming back online, coming back to life, being able to find and locate the person again and see a way to get there. And there's not just one path. It's sort of like there are many things, many paths, many ways the conversation can go. It's living on the fly. It's a little bit like living on the fly in that same Wands energy, ready to take the leap. Hangman. Leap perhaps after a time of suspension where both parties were able to look at it from the other person's perspective. But number one, somebody had to process their feelings. There was a lot to process. Hangman, card of Pisces, emotional work to do, and no movement while that was happening. But now, right? Chance for a new beginning. Okay, in that same water energy as the Piscean card, this is Seven of Cups. I think, this is like, love can appear in many shapes and forms. There are all these possibilities, all these options. Love is all around. It's for us to reach out and figure out where to put my love energy. What do I pour my energy? Which cup do I pour my energy into? And there was a suspension in that while somebody figured out what they felt. Because this can be a card of confusion too. And I think to assume that we can get it all clear before we talk is, it's a process. We have to talk about it to get some clarity if we've been confused about what somebody felt. And I think in this instance, both parties were confused because they ended up in this kind of, fighting change. I think this relationship was going to morph. And hangman to me is always the chrysalis of somebody upside down, growing inside the cocoon, and then flying. Great reading. You know, from shut down. This is the closed cocoon. This, I'm not going to grow. I'm not even going to peek up. It's not time yet. Or, you know, and it ends up in this flow. I think both people saw it from the other person's perspective, and that did a lot to dispel the confusion, or even to dispel the feeling that there's something that has to be pinned down and figured out. It's a process. Okay, on the board we have Aries in the Fool. In the Fool. Leo and Strength card. Pisces in Hanged One. Out of a fixed, depleted state, somehow building the way back, so that the heart can open again. Because when you're in Four of Pentacles, you know, you're too shut down to love. You're in self-protective mode. Maybe for a good reason. But now there's growth, there's potential, there's possibility to begin again. You know, it's a time of repair. Okay. Yeah. Please go. That's not what I meant to do. I can't even get my fingers right. Please go like this if you like the video. And, you know, there are other buttons to push. You can subscribe, which is always nice. It's free. Grows the channel. Widens the circle of people who can see it. It will pop up in their feed or whatever. Commenting helps. Sharing helps. Yeah, or you can join and become a member. Get a few more readings a month. And it's a way to support the channel. I think it's $4. You know, that works out pretty well to my mind. Good deal. Good deal, you guys. And I'm just glad you stayed here through the reading if you've made it through this long. Keep trying to make it shorter, and it just doesn't always work. But I'll see you soon, and I love you.